The body believed to be that of 88-year-old Kenneth Brown, who went missing in Bentown in Mulgrave District, St. Elizabeth last month, was on Wednesday removed from a sinkhole. The remains were retrieved by a team from the Jamaica Defence Force. Reports are that Brown went missing for more than 2 weeks, and his body was believed to have been discovered on New Year's Eve by one of his sons, who had formed a search party. Brown is believed to have been suffering from a degenerative illness that affects his memory. Since the discovery of the body, residents and family members made several attempts to enter the sinkhole to retrieve the remains but were unsuccessful. With assistance from the JDF, the body, which is in an advanced state of decomposition, was removed yesterday.
On the church bench, and your life will change. And no warn you. And no tell you. Listen to the gospel, and your life will change. Run, come up into the church, no boy. Sit down on the church bench, boy. Listen to the gospel.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressed crime, illegal firearms and face-to-face learning while speaking at the National Day of Prayer at the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore.
Dismiss this thought out of hand that you can possess an illegal firearm to protect yourself. That must be dismissed. That cannot be a defense. We must get tough. We look at the issue of illegal weapons. Now, the society is so duplicitous in a way, trying to find the right word to convey the thought. There are people who don't want to see stronger penalties for the possession of illegal firearms because they believe that those measures will apply to persons who own firearms legally. If you see what I'm saying. So those persons who own firearms legally don't want to be caught in tougher penalties for illegal firearms. Want to make it absolutely clear. Jamaica does not have a significant crime problem with legal firearms. Meaning firearms that you went to the FLA, you did your interview, they did your background check, they determined that you're fit and proper, you went to training, and you have to relicense your firearm every year. Why? Because we know who has the gun. The gun is in a registry. If it is fired, if it is shot, we can trace back. So those people don't need to worry. That's not no target for you. What we have a problem with, and the society doesn't want to recognize it. For decades, guns have been allowed to come into our country in the barrel, in the Big Ben rice, in the soap powder box, wrap up in the clothes. In return you make, there is someone who is trying to stop it, and I have to wonder, are they in support of the criminals in the country? The 10-year-old didn't have to die. We are there, so you don't hear. We put it in Westmoreland, the 2 brothers never had to die, man. We said we have to put in stronger measures for guns. And there are those people in Jamaica who turn them out on it. As if to say we must allow the criminals to have the guns. When you see me, you say why I said, because I'm a firm believer, I'm what you call pro-life. But when I say I would make an exception, the JDF intercepted a boat coming in from Haiti. We have intercepted many boats coming in from Haiti and from South American countries. When we intercept them, you know what they do? They throw off what they have into the water. So you're not likely to be able to get the guns. They throw it off. But this one we were able to recover 2 firearms. We are increasing our capacity to have domain control of our territorial waters. People wonder why we're spending all of this money. Because we have to stop the guns coming in. That's why we're putting the boats out there. And we're going to put more out there. You see it in my own constituency. Children are all over the place, running up and down, me as when they were in school. So we already have enough problems that we cannot continue to keep our children out of school as a shielding measure to control the pandemic. You heard what I said a while ago? So we take the children out of school as a means of shielding the population from a rapid spread of the virus. We cannot continue to do that any longer. So the children who have to go back to school, they will have to learn how to live with the virus. But you will have to structure your household differently. Because I want you to see the trade-off now. When everybody is under the stay-at-home order, your household is shielded because people aren't moving out that much. But when the household is required, or everybody goes back to work and everybody goes back to school, if there is an elderly person in your home or someone with comorbidities who is vulnerable, when parents return from work and children return from school, it is likely that they could take home the virus with them. And so, whilst the government will not be putting in this general shielding measure anymore, families must now figure out how they're going to shield and protect the vulnerable in their homes. Do you agree with that?
A mother who recently lost her youngest son to gun violence in central Kingston has appealed to residents in her community of Southside to support the police as they seek to apprehend violence perpetrators. The mother sat several meters away from a community meeting which was organized by the police yesterday afternoon in the community. The grieving mother who buried her son last month was struggling to hide her pain as the meeting unfolded close to where her teenage son was gunned down. A long time them for do this because maybe my son would be alive today. The people them for stop hide the criminals them because them must can see by now said the violence and mash up the community. The mother said, "It hurt me to the core, but me just have to be strong. I know everybody are gonna understand the belly pain when mothers go through when them lose a child, but this just cannot continue. My son not involved in none of them foolishness there, yet still him lose him life like that." Newly appointed commander for the division, Superintendent Williams, said more needs to be done than just apprehending those involved in the criminality. But it is about building a relationship with you, the people, so we can find out what the police can do to bring peace and safety to your environments, he said.